welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is my channel, Sarah-ndipity. This video, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of responsibility. I have been getting quite a few comments on my past videos, but not as much as I used to get. But this video, I'm basically asking for help. So please comment down below because I need to know, basically, as the title of this video suggests, which books I should give a second chance to, and which books should self-destruct when I move to Japan in September. So which books should I keep, try to read again, or try to read to begin with, keep it kind of regardless of whether or not I read them or not before I leave, and which books I should just chuck if I don't read them before I leave for Japan. So I need your help. I'm just gonna start off strong. Here we go. The first one is The Prom by Sandra Mitchell, and this one is actually an ARC. Penguin Teen Publishing sent this to me, and they actually paid for me to go see the Broadway show of The Prom while I was at BookCon last summer. The thing about it is that it is a contemporary, and I don't read a lot of contemporaries. I used to. In high school, I read so many contemporaries, but I'm very much a fantasy reader. So if any of you have read The Prom, really liked it, and think it's 100% worth it for me to read it, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm probably going to gift it to someone. I don't know. It is LGBTQ plus rep majorly. It's like the entire premise of the book. Prom Broadway musical was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. The thing is, when I haven't been enjoying or motivated to read contemporaries, but I can like watch that kind of like movie or TV show or Broadway musical and be completely 100% entranced. So I just want to know how the book is, maybe how it compares. It looks like it would be a relatively easy read, but I don't know if I should keep it or pass it on. This book was published. It is out in the world now, so I don't know how many people would even enjoy an advanced reader copy of this book, but I have it. And I just need to know if it's worth it before I gift it. So help me. The next one has been on my shelf for a while. So here we are. It is Nightshade by Andrea Kremer. I'm assuming it's some sort of werewolf something. She can control her pack, but not her heart. She risked her life to save his, believing she'd never see him again. But he has returned, challenging her destiny as Alpha Wolf, leaving her doubting her past and hearing her future. I'm sort of still interested in this, but this is one of those like old fantasy, like Twilight, Hunger Games, Divergent. I think it came out around that whole time. I just need a date. Date. Sorry, how hard is it to find a date? 2010? 2010. It came out 10 years ago. So I just want to know what you guys think. If you've read this series, if it's worth it. It is a little bigger, but it also looks like, oh my gosh, there's a whole blank page. Oh, it's like a chapter page. Okay, I get it. Oh, they're all like that. It looks like a really easy read. The chapters look short. There's almost 2 whole pages between every chapter. The synopsis intrigues me. I like fantasy. I like vampires, werewolves, witches, all that kind of stuff. And I also love when there's a good love interest, or, you know, like what is she doing? What is her heart telling her? Conflicting romances. I love those. So let me know if you've read this book, what you think. Should I keep it? The next one is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallero. It looks like this was someone's Target buy, and then it was one of my Goodwill buys. So there's that. I don't even remember what it's about. I do remember there was conflicting information or reviews on this, and so those of you who have, you know, read this book, please let me know. It does say on the cover, you've never seen Watson and Holmes like this before, so I'm assuming it's some sort of like Sherlock Holmes retelling sort of thing, which I really do like Sherlock Holmes. I love the movie. I love the second movie. I've been trying to find out if they're making a third movie, and all the rumors the past like 5 years have been driving me crazy. But yeah, so is it worth it? Yes, no, maybe so. The next one I have had on my physical TBR since before I have had, back when I only had one bookshelf, Passenger. And it just says, in one devastating night, violin prodigy Etta Spencer loses everything she knows and loves. Thrust into an unfamiliar world by a stranger with a dangerous agenda, Etta is certain of only one thing. She has traveled not just miles, but years from home, and she's inherited a legacy she knows nothing about from a family whose existence she's never heard of until now. I do like portal jumping or like time hopping The only thing I can think of right now is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and them being sucked up by a rock and being transported to a different place in different times and all that kind of stuff, which I love that kind of thing. So it sounds super intriguing. I also love when the female protagonist meets, you know, a brooding male character who's just clouded in mystery. So I have heard pretty good things about this series. I just want to know if it's worth it, especially from those of you that really know my reading tastes. So help a girl out. The next one is relatively new. I've bought it in the past, I don't know, year-ish. So it is Halo by Alexandra Ardenetto. And I know this one's about like fallen angels. I know this one also came out around the same time, also 2010. And I do like those kind of stories, but they have to be good or good enough. I know there's a lot of different thoughts on what 2010 YA fantasy is, like good or not, but you know, is it? I don't know. 3 angels are sent by heaven to bring good to the world, falling under the influence of darkness. So then it goes through, you know, there's Gabriel, the warrior, Ivy, the healer, and Bethany, the youngest and most human. They work hard to conceal their luminous glow, superhuman powers, and their wings. When Bethany meets Xavier Woods and the two are unable to resist their attraction to each other. Okay, that interests me. Love that. But the angel's mission is urgent and the dark forces are threatening. Will love ruin Bethany or save her? I'm intrigued, and I haven't had this on my shelf for very long, but like, I don't know. I don't unhaul very often, and so if you couldn't tell, I have a lot of problems with it. It's just very difficult for me. Next one is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I don't read a lot of thrillers, or I don't know, is this even like a YA thriller? I don't even know. He murdered women in cold blood. He terrorized an entire city. He taunted those of us who hunted him down, but despite all of these horrors, in the end, he could not deny it. I was the girl who loved the Ripper. So like, I don't know. I've also heard conflicting things about this book, and I just need to know whether or not I need to get rid of it because I don't read a lot of books like this, or if I should give it a shot. So here we are. The next one is Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. I think this is another like 2010 kind of book. 2011. It's 1 year newer than the other two. This one I don't remember anything about. Okay, Clara finds out she's part angel. Intrigued. She now has a purpose. Intrigued again. She has visions. I love when characters have visions. I love it. It kind of reminds me of the Wake trilogy by Lisa McMahon, where she dreams other people's dreams. Wrong trilogy. Still by Lisa McMahon, but it's the Visions series, where she has visions of things that are going to be happening in the future, and then she tries to like fix it and save people and all kinds of things, make sure tragedy doesn't strike. I really do like that series, and that kind of reminds me of this a little bit, except she's part angel, and the main character in the Vision series was not part angel. She was just a human girl with visions. I don't know. Help. The next one, it came in an owl crate a long time ago, but My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand. Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice that book and this book were by the same author. I'm so, whoa, I feel mind blown right now. Okay, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. It is another one of those books that I don't usually read. I think this is like a Jane Austen retelling. I honestly have no idea. I heard this one is good, but the second one is not so great. I don't know, but if the second one's not so great, is the first one worth it? If the second one isn't, I don't know. But let me know. Should I keep it on my shelf and give it a second chance, or a chance, because I haven't given these books any chances, or should I get rid of it? Please let me know. Next one is a book. Of course it's a book. Kate and Leah might kill me for this because I read one Neil Gaiman book and wasn't a huge fan, but yeah. And here's this one. It is Neverwhere. Like, don't know what it's about. I picked it up because it was Neil Gaiman, and Kate and Leah love Neil Gaiman, and I want to be like them. Their reading tastes are much more similar, kind of like the odd duckling of our little trio. But yes, I have no idea what this book is about. Not one clue. I'm not gonna read the synopsis to you, but if it's worth it, let me know. It is super short. It's only, what, 200 pages? 248 pages. yeah, should I read it? Should I give it a chance? Should I keep it on my bookshelf? It doesn't take up much room. It's very short. I could try to read it and then if I don't like it, just get rid of it. I don't know. Here it is. The next one was also an owl crate, or came in an owl crate. I think it was the second book in an owl crate that had 2 books. I wanted to read it. I had high expectations for it, and then I heard not so great things about it or the rep within this book. But that is Pride by E.B. Zoboy. It is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it has like Afro-Latino roots and culture and identity and all of that. And I don't even remember, it might not be the rep that's in the book, it might just be, I don't know. I heard just some very not so great things about this book. Some Afro-Latino people that I know weren't super impressed with it, so I just need to know whether or not I should read it, give it a chance, keep it on my shelf, or get rid of it, whether or not it's even worth my time. So those of you who are own voice readers, please let me know, because I don't want to also read a book that doesn't have the representation or lesson like within the book. So let me know. The next one is a series that I feel kind of, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this author now. I don't know. She's come out with some newer stuff that I want to give a chance, but it is Mind Games by Kiersten White and Perfect Life by Kiersten White. I read Mind Games. It was not anything like I expected it to be, which isn't usually a bad thing for me because I usually do go into books completely blind, almost. As you can probably tell, I didn't know what any of these books were about. I like going in almost completely blind, which isn't usually a problem for me. But after, I think I was halfway through this book and I decided to read the synopsis because I usually skim synopses, and when I read it, it gave off a different feeling than the actual content within the book. I also felt like it was very slow. The synopsis makes you feel like you're going to be following one sister, but you're actually following a different sister. And I don't know, it didn't vibe with me. But I bought the second book. I haven't read the second book. I've only read the first book, but if anyone else has read this duology, please let me know. I also read Kiersten White's Supernormalcy. I don't know, I'll put it up here. I read this series and I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was a good like middle 3-star-ish for me. And I know these are newer works for Kiersten White, and I do have some of her newer books, and I do want to give them a try because I hear that her writing does get better with her newer work, which is 100% understandable. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's read the Mind Games duology, but here it is. My next and last is also I think it's a trilogy. I have books 1 and 2. It's another one where I've read book 1 but not book 2. But that is Children of Eden. And I struggled to get through this book, but I was also in a really like low reading period when I read this book. It took me forever. It's not even that big. It's not that big at all. But it was another one of those books where I thought I was getting something, but I actually got something else. And this was one of the few books where I actually did read the entire synopsis of it. There was like a love triangle thing going on, and it does explore like bi representation, and I thought the rep was good, but the love triangle was horrible. So it made the rep feel like it wasn't so great either, but like it was good. It's just the love triangle and how it was kind of written wasn't the greatest in my opinion. I kind of went on a like rant in I think my Goodreads review of this book. I wasn't a huge fan. The transitions weren't the best, and the ending, it was like a cliffhanger, but like it wasn't written as well as I would have wanted it to be. And I now have zero inkling to pick up Elites of Eden. But if you have read book 2, or if you've read this series in its completion, let me know if it's worth it, if I should just pick it up, if I should give it a second chance. I'm willing to, because I am in a different reading mood now. I do have a little bit more of a positive outlook on my reading experiences of late. But yeah, I wanted to love this series so much because I love the covers, I love the colors, the design, the typography. I like everything about these book covers, and I am a cover buyer. I felt like this book had something that was very much lacking, which made it not so great of a reading experience. So yes, does anyone have any thoughts on this one? So I do have other books that I'm thinking, do I want these? I might come out with a video closer to my departure date of books that I should just get rid of, books that I should keep for when I return from Japan. But right now, this is my initial pile of second chance or do they self-destruct when I move to Japan in September. So yes, any thoughts would be much appreciated. Should I put them back on my shelf, or should they be given away and or sold? So here we are. Like I said, the responsibility of helping me is now in your hands. I'm putting my bookshelves in your hands at this very moment. So please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And all love. Bye.